What is going on, air signs? This is your girl Venus Archangel here with another love reading for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're unsure of your placements, go ahead and check the description box below. Also guys, please remember that these readings may not resonate with everybody, and that is totally fine. Alright y'all, let's see what's going on in your love lives today. Let's see what's happening. Oh man, 7 of Pentacles and 7 of Cups. What is happening today? Totally stark opposite from yesterday. Okay. The underlying energy is the 9 of Cups. Underneath that is the 2 of Wands. So this is pretty much about making a decision about where you want to go. Really, this is all about, you know, about what your heart's desire is, about your manifestation, contentment, your wish, most importantly, knowing what you want. Because the 2 of Wands is talking about picking a path and, you know, going down that path towards whatever you decided to, you know, to achieve, to gain. It's picking a direction. I feel like there was a crossroads at one period of time in your life, at a period of time in this moment in time, and now you're gonna have to, now you're either, this is about being content with your decision or figuring out truly what it is that makes you happy, because maybe you're not necessarily happy, but you're just, you know, it's not up to where you want it to be. You have a vision, an idea, but maybe it's not there yet. Now the 7 of Pentacles is definitely telling me this, because this is talking about the work and the progress that you've made. Now there may be a need to wait on this progress to be made, obviously, right? Because there's not much you can do at this time. Maybe there's some things that you can't do other than just, you know, do the best you can, work on the small things, maintain your end of the bargain, end of the responsibilities. Like as far as relationships go, maybe just communicating, talk about how you feel, things like that. That's all you can pretty much do right now, because there is this period of waiting. There's something that you're waiting on to kind of develop and to strengthen itself. And there is a lot more work that is to come, but you've come such a long way. You're very close to an ending, even if there are 3 more steps to go. Pentacles is a slow energy, excuse me, so it does take some time. And I feel like for some of you guys, you may be getting a bit frustrated with the results of not really getting to where you want it to be, especially with all that effort and time that you've been really putting into making this a reality, making your dreams a reality. And I feel like now it's starting to feel like it's not going to happen, because the 7 of Cups is showing up as the crossing, as the obstacle. It's almost like it's saying that you may be feeling that, yeah, although despite the work that you've been putting in, maybe it's just a pipe dream. Maybe it's not going to actually come true. Maybe this is just not really something that I should be focusing my attention to. Maybe picking a different path is a better idea. And I'm telling you this, if you believe that, it will happen. If you believe that, then you know, the manifest, your weird dream is pretty much a dream. But I feel like also, like if you truly have been working very hard on it, it's you have seen results of it being possible. The 7 of Pentacles is showing you that there is the results of your labor, the fruits of your labor growing right here. You may not have it to eat or to have it available to you at this moment, but you see the results of it. You see that there is progress being made here. It's you know, it will take time. Okay, for some of you guys, I feel like there is some, for some of you guys, it could be that there is a decision that you have to make in regards to what you want, or maybe you don't really know where you're headed anymore. You don't know if this is a, you know, this is something that you want, because you have taken 2 steps back. You went from the 9 here with the underlying energy to the 7. So this is back to reevaluating and seeing if this is something you truly want to actually go for. If this is something that is offering you everything that you've been wanting since you're back here. But you've come so far with both ends, with especially with the 9 here, that it's like it's up to you whether or not you feel like you can either go back and, you know, maybe make that thing, whatever it was, maybe the relationship that you may have had previously, come again and work. You can try, or it's to decide to just stick with what you have going on now and keep moving forward. Because in the past you get the 3 of Swords, so there's some sort of pains here, some sort of, you know, something hurt, something really badly hurt you in the past, something that may have really didn't work out very well. But there's definitely some old issues that were possibly addressed here, right? But in the present, you have the Five of Pentacles. So I'm talking about feeling left out in the cold, feeling somewhat rejected. I feel like some of you guys may have felt rejected, but most importantly, you may not be feeling that you have a lot of support, that you kind of have to go through this, difficult time by yourself, because there's not there may be a feeling of lack of support, lack of a connection around you. You feel like everything is really difficult right now, and all you can see is what you don't have, because the Five of Pentacles is showing you what you may be lacking, what you may not have enough of. You may feel like you're completely unprepared. You may feel like you kind of are going through this and you're not getting what you're looking for. But that's the thing. It's not about having everything in this moment to be able to go after what it is that you want. It's about knowing what you're going for and finding ways to get the things that you want. Because sometimes you don't have that, right? But sometimes you don't have everything like from the start. And that's okay. That's where the improvising comes in. That's why plans are not necessarily like the greatest thing in the world. They're wonderful, skeletons, or I say skeletons, but structures, like little things to support your goal, but they don't have to be they don't have to be cemented. Like, they don't have to be the only way you have to get to something. There may be other ways you have to go about doing something. Maybe it's asking a friend, maybe it's taking up help, because they're walking by a shelter, food, warmth, probably even a good place to sleep for the night. Instead, they're just determined to go their own direction, which is totally fine either way. Nobody's saying that they have to accept this offer from the church, or if they even go into the church to ask for help. But don't let pride keep you from doing that. Don't let pride keep you from going and asking for help. Don't let pride keep you from helping you through this difficult time, or help you through this time of frustration. If there is something that may benefit you from gaining more help, do so. Because I feel like there may have been some old issues where you may have trusted somebody in the past, and it may have backfired. Or something in regards to something that hurt you in the past is keeping you from being able to move efficiently, or make you feel like you'll have everything you need moving forward. In a way, it's almost like you feel kind of lost. When the Five of Pentacles comes up, you feel very lost in a way. But the Five of Pentacles also it's really just talking about lack the most. What you'll feel like you're lacking in something, feeling left out in the cold. Like you don't feel like accepted because of the state of where you are in, and it's mostly because you may not be accepting of yourself at this moment. There may be something that's just lacking here, and it doesn't mean that it'll always be lacking. You just may have to find a different avenue, or find a solution to what you feel needs to be maintained, or to be covered, pretty much, if that makes sense. Because if it's lacking right now, there may be other options and ways to do it, and it may be right there in front of you. Now, in the future, you have the Tower, so something unexpected comes in. Something unexpected, something you didn't see coming. The Tower indicates it's like a radical change. And I feel like right now you just feel like you're kind of just going through the snow, struggling the whole way through. And then I feel like it's probably because you don't know what you want. That's what's lacking. The decision. No, it's like the Nine of Cups. Perhaps you don't know what it is that you want. That's probably why the underlying energy is saying that the emphasis is about dreaming. It's about manifestation. It's about desire, your best, your goal. What do you want? And I feel like that's what's lacking, is that you don't know what you want. So that's why it's frustrating. That's why it feels like you're waiting for something to come through. That's why you're waiting for just any sort of sign of some sort of anything. Maybe you're back to reevaluating whether or not this is something you want to commit to, because you don't know if you want it anymore. And that's the thing. You don't know is necessarily, like, you're lacking enthusiasm. You're lacking desire, most importantly. Again, like, I could see these two as really feeling extremely lost, lacking in something, and then not knowing what is lacking. That can be super frustrating. But then I feel like I feel like there is a new perspective that's needed here, which is the Hangman, right? This things are kind of not really moving efficiently or not moving at all, and there may be just something that you may have to see from a different perspective, a different angle. Right now, everything is not presented to you in a gift basket, unfortunately, right? And it sucks. Wish it kind of was a little bit easier to go through life, but that's the beauty of it as well. We find ourselves through difficult situations, and I'm not saying this is necessarily difficult, even though it looks like this. It looks very difficult. You got a lot of really distressed cards, but there's some sort of perspective that you have to gain from here. What do you feel is lacking? What can be turned around by that? And I feel like you utilizing that will cause the Tower to happen. Will get the change in your life going. I'm gonna go. Okay, it's the sun, or the star, excuse me. Wow. Okay, the star is coming up for the Tower, and that talks about healing. It talks about a restart. These two together are restart buttons. Like, this is an indication here that there's a drastic change, but there's effort that needs to be put into her. There's effort that needs to be put into here, and because there is these old issues here, and I don't think they have been healed here, because you have this lack. Like, you're not only suffering from pain, but you're also suffering from, you know, lack of direction, dreams, aspirations. You're kind of going on a very realistic approach, but it's in a direction that's not really going anywhere. Have a goal, have a dream, and allow yourself to dream. Don't think about what can't happen. Think about what can happen, because you may have an opportunity later on that will be able to give you the opportunity to make it happen, where you're going to have to put more effort towards something, or you're going to have to put effort towards something, period, in order for it to come alive. But it all starts from having a different perspective about that, about what hurts, what pains that you got from the past. This, especially if this is a relationship, whatever makes you feel rejected, it's time to kind of figure out what you want, so you don't no longer, you can go for what it is that you want, instead of feeling like there's nothing there for you. There's nothing out there for you, because there is. It's just about picking the path in which to go on, and honestly seeing that there are options around you, even if there's not too many. If it feels like there's not a lot, rather. Gosh, I have a hard time speaking lately. It's been really annoying, but thank you for getting through it with me, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.